Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Travel Dairy. I'm your host, Sharjeel, and today we're literally taking you to the edge of the map, Khunjerab Pass, the Pakistan-China border at the very top of the Karakoram Highway.
And I'm Abdullah. If you've ever seen those photos of the big white border gate with tiny people standing in front, freezing but smiling, yes, that's where we're going. And yes, we were also freezing and smiling.
This episode is a day trip story from Sost to Khunjerab. We'll share the real feeling of that drive, how the weather messes with you, what's actually there when you reach the gate, and how to avoid turning your dream border photo into a miserable, shivering, headachy memory.
So imagine this. Morning in Soest, it's one of those crisp Hunza mornings where you step out of the hotel, stretch, and think, yeah, it's not that cold. I'm fine in a hoodie. That is your first mistake.
Exactly. We had a simple plan. Breakfast in Soest, then hit the road. Chai, paratha, omelet, the classic. And as soon as we rolled out of Soest after breakfast, the road just opened up in front of us.
There's this moment right after Soest where the valley suddenly feels wider. The mountains step back a little, the sky feels bigger, and, you're going towards something special. The Karakoram Highway looks like a gray ribbon just slicing through rock and silence.
And in your head, there's this small kid voice saying, "I'm going to the border today." It's honestly a bit thrilling. Even though you know it's just a gate and a line on a map, it still feels like an end-of-the-world road trip.
Now, the climb from Soest is gentle but continuous. You don't suddenly jump into crazy height. It sneaks up on you. The road condition when we went was generally good. Smooth stretches with the occasional patch where you slow down because of small, rough sections or tiny streams crossing the road.
Scenery-wise, it's like someone slowly desaturates the world. Down in Hunza, you have trees, fields, and colorful houses. Up here, the colors get calmer. Browns, grays, then patches of white. You start seeing old snow on the slopes, even when it's summer lower down.
And the air, you'd notice at first when you step out somewhere to take a quick photo. You open the car door and this sharper, thinner kind of cold just slides in. You take a deep breath and go, "Oh, okay, this is different."
Inside the car, you feel fine. You're talking, joking, pointing at random yaks in the distance, arguing if that's a yak or just a very serious cow. But if you pay attention, your ears pop occasionally and your fingers feel colder than they should.
One thing I loved about this stretch, the silence. You pass a few other tourist vans, maybe a truck or two, but there are long moments where it's just your vehicle, the road, and these towering mountains quietly watching you go up.
After a while, the landscape starts flattening on top. You feel like you're driving on a roof. And then it happens. You see that big white border gate in the distance for the first time.
It's funny because from far away, it looks small and cute, like a toy gate in a giant playground. But as you get closer, you realize, no, this thing is huge. And the whole area opens into this wide, grayish plateau with mountains circling all around.
Reality check. The parking area. If you've seen dreamy drone shots online, just know the ground truth is simpler. There's a proper parking space where tourist vans, cars, and buses line up. It's not glamorous. It's functional. You park, you see other people in layers and scarves, everyone doing the same dance. Zip up jackets, pull out caps, rub hands.
And then you open the door. The wind hits you, and suddenly Soest feels like Karachi. It is cold. Not just, oh, nice breeze cold, but I should have brought my other jacket cold. Even in summer, the wind has teeth.
I remember stepping out and just laughing at myself. I thought, Sharjeel, you told people to bring layers, and you still underestimated it. My face was instantly numb, and my first few breaths felt sharper.
So you get out, you adjust to the shock, and then the excitement takes over. The gate is ahead, the famous Pakistan-China border sign. People walking slowly, posing, kids holding on to parents because the wind is pushing them a bit. It feels busy, but not like a chaotic bazaar. More like a high-altitude picnic spot with serious-looking mountains.
Walking around up there is its own experience. At this altitude, even a short walk can feel longer. You start walking fast towards the gate, and then you realize, my breathing is heavier than usual. Nothing dramatic, just noticeable.
We quickly learned the rule. Slow is smart. Short, steady steps, especially for older people or kids. There's no race. The gate is not going anywhere.
Photo spots are basically everywhere. The classic shot is right in front of the big gate with the Pakistan and China mention above. But I actually loved stepping a bit to the side, where you see more of the open plateau and the distant snow lines in the background. It gives a sense of how exposed and high this place is.
And then, of course, the celebrities of Khunjerab, the yaks. You might see locals with beautifully decorated yaks for photos. They stand there like bored supermodels, totally unbothered by the cold, by the wind, by humans screaming, "Take my picture quickly, my hands are freezing."
Those yaks have seen it all. Families posing, honeymoon couples, groups of friends doing jump shots that are honestly a bad idea at that altitude. If you do take photos with a yak, just be gentle, listen to the handler, and again, move slowly. No need for dramatic running scenes.
Crowd-wise, it really depends on the season and day. When we went, it was neither empty nor jam-packed. Enough people to feel lively, kids shouting, aunties negotiating photo angles, uncles explaining geography like they built the road themselves, but still plenty of space to breathe and just stare at the mountains in silence for a moment.
Now, let's talk facilities, because this is where expectations and reality can clash. First, washrooms. There are basic washroom facilities around, but they are exactly that, basic. This is not an airport lounge. Carry tissues or toilet paper, maybe some sanitizer, and go in with a practical mindset, not a luxury one.
For food and tea, you'll usually find small stalls or vans where you can get chai, maybe instant noodles, snacks, those classic chips and biscuits. It's very simple, and prices might be a bit higher because, well, you're at the top of the world, and this stuff had to come up the same road you did.
Don't expect a full restaurant with a long menu. Think survival snacks and hot liquids to keep your hands and soul warm. And please, whatever wrappers and bottles you create, take them back with you. The place is already harsh. It doesn't need our trash.
Mobile signal is one of those maybe, maybe not things. At these heights and in border zones, coverage can be weak, patchy, or just gone. So don't plan your visit assuming you'll be on a video call from the gate to show your friends live. Record your moments, then share later when you're back down.
Also, rules and access can change over time. Sometimes certain areas are restricted, sometimes timings shift. That's normal for a sensitive border zone. Treat anything you see on social media as a rough idea, not a guarantee.
All right, mini planning guide time. Let's say you're staying in Soest. A comfortable timing window, in our experience, is to leave after breakfast, but not too late. Somewhere in that 9 to 11 a.m. window works nicely, so you get plenty of daylight and slightly less biting cold than very early morning.
The drive one way from Soest to Khunjerab is roughly a couple of hours, depending on stops, road conditions, and how many times you pull over shouting, "Stop, stop, I need a photo." So plan it as a half-day outing at least, giving yourself time to walk slowly up there and really absorb the place.
Clothing is where many people either win the day or lose it. The formula is simple. Layers, layers, layers. Start with a normal t-shirt or thermal, then a sweater or fleece, then a proper jacket that can actually block the wind. Add a cap or beanie, a scarf or neck warmer, and something for your hands. Cold fingers and ears can ruin all the fun.
Shoes matter too. You don't need fancy mountaineering boots, but closed shoes with decent socks are a must. No open slippers. This is not a beach. Even in June or July, that wind plus the altitude can make your toes very unhappy.
Now, a quick but important safety note on altitude. Everyone's body reacts differently. Some people feel totally fine. Others might get mild headaches, feel a bit dizzy, or just unusually tired. The key is to listen to your body and take it slow.
Especially if you're traveling with children or older family members or anyone with existing health issues, make it a gentle visit. No running, no jumping, no trying to prove fitness. Stay hydrated, small sips of water regularly. If someone feels uncomfortable, it's okay to sit in the car, rest, or even cut the visit shorter.
And remember, this is general advice from our experience, not medical instruction. When in doubt, talk to a doctor before your trip, and always prioritize people over photos.
So how do you turn Khunjerab into a comfortable, memorable highlight instead of a never-again story? The formula is actually simple. Leave Soest in that mid-morning window, drive up calmly with a few photo stops, layer your clothing like you're going to a winter match, move slowly at the top, keep everyone warm and hydrated, and give yourself enough time to just stand there and feel the place.
Because beyond the photos, there's this quiet moment when you're standing there, wind in your face, border gate in front, mountains all around, and you think, wow, I'm really here at the top of Pakistan. That feeling alone is worth the planning.
If you're planning a trip, we've put together a simple, printable Soest Khunjerab mini plan with packing tips, a sample timeline, and reminders about things like layers, snacks, and altitude. You can grab it on our website. Just head over to the Travel Dairy site and look for the Khunjerab Pass episode page.
Use it like a checklist before you leave Soest. 2 minutes of planning, a whole day of comfort. That's a good deal.
All right, that's it for today's Edge of the Map story. From Soest to the windy border gate, I hope you can almost feel that cold air on your face just listening to this.
Travel safe, travel kind, and maybe we'll see you on that road one day. Khuda Hafiz from both of us.